Sorry about that. I got a little ahead of myself. Sorry. Actually, we also need to make sure that these cards want to give this message. So we're going to shuffle for that really quick. I generally do this before every reading because we're all about consent here. So in the meantime, if you are here, you are a 2-5 or a hermit, heretic, or heretic, depending on, I guess, how you pronounce it. If you don't know what your profile is, there is a link in the description below for you to get your body graph. Okay. And find out. So I pulled a post from Jess Field's Instagram. I did a course with her. I want to say it was like a year ago, foundations course with her. She posts a lot of great resources and information on human design. So of course I'll link her Instagram below if you want to check it out yourself. If you want to check her out, them. Okay. So it says, with a 2 in your profile, you likely love to do things in a way that feels natural to you. As you do your thing in your way, others will see you and call you into something new. It's up to you to decide if it's the right call and if you're going to say yes. If you say yes to too many wrong calls, you'll eventually burn out. So make sure you mind your energy and say yes only when it feels right to you. With a 5 in your profile, other people likely see you as the hero to their story. Don't be afraid to pick up the torch and say, hey, let's go this way. Just make sure the torch you are picking up is the one you want to carry. You don't have to be all things to all people. That last part. Especially with the 5th line. Let me see if my dog is going to bark. Hold on. Okay. And you guys have that double projection thing going on with the 2nd line because, those natural talents people see, they call you out like, hey, like you're good at this. Or you could be good at this, right? Like they, since you're good at that thing, you would be good at this thing. And then you have that 5th line projection. Like it says, like people, I see the word hero a lot associated with the 5th line. And maybe that's true. But yeah, it's almost like this expectation that like you can fix something, do something, right? Like, and again, having to deal with that projection field because, if you don't live up to the projection, that 5th line has that burning at the stake and affecting your reputation thing, which can get hard to deal with sometimes. So it's interesting, both of them kind of say like, be sure that, whatever you're stepping into is something that you have an interest at stepping into, because I think one of the hardest things to do is to recognize that you don't have to be all things to all people, that last part. Just because you can doesn't mean you should, and your strategy and authority will help you navigate those decisions. All right, so We're looking for a message for our Hermit Heretics. You might have seen, I just posted a video yesterday about taking a breaky poo. So this week is the last week that I'm going to be posting videos for the time being. I'm just going to take the rest of September and then the month of October off. But I'll be back. I will definitely be back. So, and if you need a hint about, or if you need a reminder about self-care too, there was a bonus Taurus reading that was all about self-care. So I should probably even make that a collective, really. Okay. I know, let's, cards are flipping out all over the place here. There we go. Interesting. Take that. Okay. Whoop. What do you think? There's 3 cards here. You know what? We're going with it. Be the top 3 cards. Okay. Interesting. We have the 6 of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Tower. We have the Queen of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, ooh, and the World, and then the 7 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Interesting. Is the Tower, who does the Tower belong to? That's a fire, Mars. So that's Aries, I believe. Okay. I'm letting it, you know, we'll talk about, of course, everything here, but I mean, clearly there's something from the past here that is coming to a resolution. I effing love when the World shows up at the end. I love when the World shows up anywhere, really, but it's almost just kind of extra special when it shows up at the end, because it kind of seems like this stuff before it is like the closure. I also love that the Tower, so, you know, if you feel like you've been in a period of like chaos or even like release, purging, you know, what needed to go is, okay, so we're actually going to start from the beginning here. I jumped way ahead here, and, you know, who cares about all this other stuff? The 6 of Cups is literally the card of the past. It talks about reflection. You know, it's inner child, nostalgia. I love how on this card, we have the 5 of Cups back here, which talks about loss, grieving, mourning, releasing what no longer serves, right? Cups having to do with our emotions, definitely emotional heavy, which is why, you know, I mean, it also deals with inner child stuff, like kind of digging into what makes you who you are. But I love how behind these 5 cups, these elephants are different, you know? that it feels like memories. And we have this one cup here. And, you know, there's this younger elephant and this kind of seemingly older elephant here. So there's definitely, you know, like a focus on past stuff. We have the Queen of Swords here also. This could be somebody. It could be a person in your life. I mean, it could be a mother figure. It could be a guardian. Clearly, this could be you also. Specifically, it could be a Libra. But the Queen of Swords, you know, they're carrying the Ace of Swords here. The Ace of Swords talks about divine truth, honesty, new ideas, new perspectives. So there, you know, there could be this healing with some old stuff, like just the way that it lives in your mind could be shifting. There could be a healing here, and it could have to do with inner child. It could have to do with a prior relationship. It doesn't even have to be like a family relationship. It could be romantic, could be business, it could be platonic, you know, just a friendship. But there's definitely, you know, some new level of understanding of a past relationship, whether that's something that you are doing on your own, like through your own healing journey and unpacking whatever the situation is, or maybe the information was given to you. Like you either had a conversation with somebody about it, or you know, it just somehow made its way to you. That just kind of changes the perspective here. Because, you know, the Queen of Swords also talks about clarity of thought, clarification. And then we have the Page of Swords, which is very interesting because, you know, the Page of Swords is all about like new ideas, fresh perspectives. Also, you know, like the Ace of Swords there. And I love how, you know, this ferret, I think is what it's like, a black-footed ferret, I think. I love how it's looking back. Like it's looking at the Six of Cups. So, you know, there's definitely, you know, this situation is causing there to be a new opinion even. But it's like, you know, this new idea based on some sort of like resolution or perspective shift over here. And we have the Two of Pentacles with it. And the Two of Pentacles talks about balance. There's almost kind of this yin and yang energy to that. I'm curious. Your situation may call for a bit of flexibility and a healthy dose of inner compassion as you keep life in balance. Yeah. I mean, you know, this new idea can be, it can even shift how you deal with your like daily responsibilities. could have to do with your money also, Pentacles. But also, I mean, too, it might just restore some sense of balance within you. That may just be the reason why this card showed up, because I can't think of another card that talks about balance in the deck other than Temperance. But I mean, that's a bit different. And I love how these dolphins are making this circle here. So it's like, you know, things are just naturally flowing. And like I said, with this Tower card, you know, there could be, since this is also kind of showing up at the end, there could be something that, you know, a relationship, even, you know, it could even be a pattern of behavior for you, a thought pattern, a limiting story, a way of self-sabotaging yourself. Like, it could be that with the Tower card. It doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, a relationship falling apart or losing a job or anything like that. It can be, but it doesn't have to be necessarily that quote unquote in extreme. But the Tower is only going to take out what no longer serves. Nothing more, nothing less. It may still be uncomfortable though, because sometimes it can be outside of our control. It can sometimes be the consequences of our own actions, which can hurt sometimes. But like I said, you know, like with this Tower here, you know, you may have been in a place where you're like, what the hell is going on lately? Like, things are just kind of falling apart and you're like, WTF? This could be that, like I said, you know, it's coming up as a result of this situation happening. This situation especially happening here. Because it's kind, you know, of course, like once you heal something, anything, it does kind of cause that old stuff. It needs to go. It's like, you know, collapsing timelines almost. Like you have the closure for it, you understand it, and it no longer needs to remain open. Like that energy source or the depletion of your energy, like it no longer needs to have that connection, at least in that way. So the Tower is like, no, you gotta go. And especially with the World card here, like, you know, the World is literally, you know, it's the end of something. It's the end of a cycle. You've learned everything that you needed to learn. You got what you needed to get out of a situation, out of this journey. And because it is the end of the Fool's journey, right? And again, it doesn't have to be something so like extreme as like, you know, a huge loss. It could be literally a paradigm shift in the way that you think. It could even be the way that you think about yourself, or even the way that you perceive your world, or even your future. But the World is like, okay, whatever this is, it's resolved. And the card that comes after the World is the Fool. So it's, you know, making way for the next thing. We have the Seven of Pentacles here, which talks about, you know, focusing your energy on something to foster its growth. It's recognizing that, you know, it's not like you can just plant a seed and never do anything else with it and expect it to grow into something that you can harvest. Like you have to water it every day. You know, like you have to have a bit of consistency with it. You know, this spider has like 7 different traps, 7 different webs going on here. So, you know, I mean, there could even be multiple streams of income that you're thinking of, or this could even be opening the door for an additional stream of income coming in. Pentacles do, you know, it's about our money, how we spend it, how we get it, how we save it. It's our time. What are we physically putting our time into? It's also our physical body. Your health could be improving. We have the 3 of Cups, which talks about celebration. But interestingly enough on this though, like with this specific 3 of Cups, you know, she used raccoons. And to me, it just has this feeling of taking. Let me actually see what she says in the book. We have the Ace of Cups behind there. So, I mean, your cup is going to get full. Even if, you know, these 3 of Cups are taking, the 3 of Cups speaks to how you feel when you share a time of great joy with others. There's something magical about joining forces with others in celebration. Sense of community and belonging that keeps the passion burning within to keep moving forward. Yeah. You know, and this could just be, of course, like with it being paired with, you know, or behind the 7 of Pentacles, you could be recognized for the work that you have been putting in. You know, like I said, we have the Ace of Cups behind there, and, you know, that's your cup overflowing. Feeling fulfilled, feeling purposeful, feeling loved, right? It's almost like getting to this point of being able to, you know, kind of share your cup. And maybe too, you know, your cup is getting full because of this work that you're putting in, because maybe there's even multiple relationships that are being healed here too, you know, where, you know, there's just kind of this communal understanding about something from the past. And it's almost like, you know, it clears the air. It's not something that you have to really worry about anymore. Yeah, I mean, we even have the 10 of Swords. So like I said, it's not even anything that you have to even think about or worry about anymore. Because the 10 says that it's done. Whatever it is, whatever it was, it is done. And we have the 10 of Pentacles. Like, look at even just the difference between these 2 cards. Ten of Pentacles is about, you know, abundance, everybody's needs being met, having more than enough. Beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous. I love this. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.